You are under arrest.
Why? Why?
Can anyone tell us why we watched this video?
Is it because it's about teens and how it can affect their lives, Mr. Smith?
Well, indeed it is. Teens commit crimes every day. Now I am happy to introduce our guest speaker, Fernando.
Hello everyone.
Here's a spreadsheet or a pie chart of the racial or ethnicity grouping of crimes and probationers within teens. As you can see, it's much different for different races. And now we have the Court of Juveniles by sentencing county, and we see Camden with the most. And towns like Gloucester or Cape May or Hunterdon are very low. And that's with committed crimes, probationer crimes, and then aftercare. And finally you see like the grade spread of which grade the teens are in high school. As you can see, 6th grade is very low, 11th grade and 10th grade seem to be the highest. And then you have the high school graduates and GEDs. And in 2 to 5 years, I believe that there will be an increase in drug use leading to other types of crimes such as shoplifting or mugging or assault and battery. I feel that no type of crime will become lower over the next 2 to 5 years. It will only increase at a steady rate. We need to conceive of a way to start decreasing crime. Hopefully, though, the racial discrimination will level out with less African Americans being convicted because cops find them suspicious. Hopefully the amount of crime among other races balances out and makes those pie charts much more equal. Maybe this will even decrease crime as a whole, with less African Americans being convicted for crimes that, say, a white person wouldn't have been charged for. And some juvenile punishments include home confinement or house arrest, where the judge orders the minor to remain at home, besides school, work, or counseling. You have placement with someone other than a parent or guardian, like a relative or a foster home. You have a juvenile hall or juvenile detention facility, where the judge can send the minor to a juvenile detention facility. And you have probation after juvenile hall, where they are put on probation after they get out of juvenile hall. And then you have secure juvenile facilities, and these are designed for long-term stays. And they're sometimes called camps. In some cases, the juvenile will be sent to adult jail, and in other cases, they will be sent to juvenile and adult jail. Also, there is a verbal warning, which the punishment can be as simple as a verbal reprimand. There can be a fine, you can get counseling, you have to do community service, electric monitoring like a wrist or an ankle bracelet that verifies their location. Probation, where they aren't allowed to do certain things while they are on probation.
The fastest growing group of criminals in the United States today are juvenile offenders, also known as juvenile delinquents. Many blame the rise in juvenile crime to the increased availability of street drugs, growing levels of poverty, and inadequate prevention and intervention in schools. Juvenile crimes are those that are committed by individuals under the age of 18. Most juvenile status offenses include underage consumption of alcohol, driving without a license, truancy from school, and running away from home. These offenses are usually not handled by the juvenile court and are instead dealt with by the social services agencies. More serious offenses that juveniles may commit are called misdemeanors or felonies. There are 3 major categories of juvenile crime: violent crimes, which result in bodily injury such as assault, rape, and homicide; crimes against property, which are committed when a juvenile uses force or the threat of force to obtain property of another; and drug-related crimes, which involve the possession or sale of illegal narcotics. Rather than incarcerating or removing juvenile delinquents from society, The juvenile justice system's main goal is to treat and rehabilitate these juvenile offenders. Each year, millions of dollars are spent on costs associated with punishment or rehabilitation for juvenile offenders. Consequently, juvenile cases are treated differently than adult cases. Juvenile cases have certain rules and procedures unique to the juvenile law system, and most of the time, juvenile cases are resolved informally without needing a trial. Also, the punishment is different than the punishment of an adult case. The punishments given can vary from placement in a rehabilitation program to payment of restitution to victims, to imposition of court-determined curfews, to mandatory school attendance, and even to placement in a juvenile detention facility. Also, the level of security in juvenile detention facilities vary. Some juvenile detention centers are group homes, while others resemble adult prisons. The placement into these facilities is based on the severity of the crime and how much of a threat the juvenile poses to society. However, not all juveniles are tried as one. Whether the individual is tried as a juvenile or adult depends on the individual's age and past record, as well as type and seriousness of the offense. Basically, if a crime is serious, juveniles as young as 16 may be charged and tried as an adult and possibly be sent to adult prisons with adult charges.